Welcome to another adventure. Today I've been invited up to North Devon to get together with the Atkinson boys and do some tope fishing off the North Devon rocks. Very much looking forward to this. We're on a secret venue which I've fished very close by before, but the mark in question we've just got down here now, bit of a hike, very long walk, and to be honest it's absolutely perfect. The wind's blowing from behind us, it's giving us extra distance, flat calm sea, and hopefully we can do the business now. I'm going to go over to James and go through the basic bait ups. The guys have targeted a tope over the years, but without no success. So hopefully this will be the night. So here we have Mr. James Atkinson, Sea Angling Adventures North Devon top rod. How you going, mate?
Yeah, not too bad.
Looking forward to this trip, mate. I very much am. I've not targeted tope hell of a lot. I know you've done it a few times over the years.
Yeah, I've been out a bit, like putting yourself in the areas where they run.
Yeah.
Get a big bait out there all night, hoping to get one.
Now, is this a mark we're on today? It's the first time for me being to this mark. I've fished very close by, but this is a mark which is known to pull off tope.
Yeah, there's a lot of people had tope here.
Yeah.
I know people that have confirmed they've had runs here and landed fish here, so it's within the vicinity of good tope marks.
We've got one rod straight out now. It's fairly deep water, cleanish ground, and it's got, well, this is the Bristol Channel. It's very tidal. It's got a bit of a tide.
We've got a bit of tide running already. It hasn't really picked up yet. So
when do you think would be the best time for actually hitting into this fish?
I like a bit of tide moving.
Yeah.
Tide moving gets the fish moving.
Yeah.
They come in feeding.
Yeah.
That's my personal preference. That's why we don't pick a big tide up here.
So we've got a chance of a species today as well.
Yeah, you can pick up huss, we'll pick up spurs this time of year.
Yeah.
It's a bit late for a tope. It's probably on the tail end of the tope season, but like you say, you wanted to get up and give it a go.
Yeah,
so.
I very much do, very much do. But over the years, North Devon was very well known for obviously the two British records what have come off the North Devon coastline with Kevin Legg, and it's been known in the past years. Well, it was a place to come to target this species, but it's also a very hard coastline to fish from.
Yeah, it's difficult. The marks they're not comfortable marks.
No,
like you can see here, we've got quite a bit of
we've got a little bit of room. It's
not too bad, but yeah, they're not the best of marks.
We haven't got really much room to actually wind one up. Use a simple overhead cast to try and get as far as you can.
Because you're casting into that deep water, you don't need to be casting out an awful distance.
No.
We know they run up through here.
Yeah.
Time of the tide, you can't put.
Have you had a run off here before?
Not off of this mark.
No.
I've had runs just around the corner, well, one run.
Yeah.
And I've seen other people who have runs. Yeah. But yeah,
I am very excited. I've had one tope on many years ago and unfortunately lost it. And I was fishing a lot further up the Bristol Channel and I wasn't using the correct gear. I wasn't set up for targeting tope. Unfortunately lost it. So I'm hoping I can get one, and I'm hoping just to see one would be enough for me tonight.
I mean, I've not been lucky myself.
No.
I've had one run, I couldn't stop it. It just smashed me up.
Yeah.
I've seen other people get smashed up by them, and I haven't ever seen anybody land one.
No.
So realistically, if you say to me, are we going to catch a tope tonight? I would say probably not.
No.
But
it's a time game at the end of the day, and it's a time game.
We're in the area.
Yeah.
We're giving it a go, getting the baits out there. You've brought up some lovely fresh whiting.
Yes, we have. Yes,
So,
done a trip yesterday and a few whiting, and I thought bring them up for a spur more than anything. I've got some mackerel with me, some bluey baits.
Yeah,
and
all the fish
I
baits.
just want to try and get as much scent in the water and hopefully try and pick one up. I'm going to go for the rig now. So this is a rig you normally use for all your type of fishing on the North Devon coastline?
Yeah, there's two ways of fishing most of the marks in North Devon. Most of them is pulley pennel.
Yeah. But this is a bit different. This is you've upped your game a little bit for what we're targeting today. So what have we got here on the business end?
That's an 8.0 specimen extra.
Yeah. So it's a very strong hook, very sharp. Well, you know it's going to do the job. And on the top end, you've got
6.0 octopus hook there,
just to use as the pennel top off the bait.
But again, very, very strong. Designed as a pennel hook. It's got the offset eye, so it sits straight on your line.
So this is probably the business sort of side of things where you up your game. That's a
£90 49 strand wire,
American fishing
coated wire from American fishing wire.
This is absolutely fantastic. I use this for some of my eel fishing because it's actually knottable. You don't need to crimp it. You can tie a knot, and it's great stuff, isn't it?
I mean, I've tied a knot there. I know it's quite dark. I don't know whether you can actually see it on the camera, but that is tied. That's not crimped. That's just been
lovely and supple. It'll hold the bait, give that extra weight and try and hold it to the bottom as well in the tide. And fingers crossed. So we've got on the above that then.
Yeah, just a heavy duty swivel.
Yeah.
You want to go quite strong with that when you're out on the rocks. Obviously, for fish, you target big fish.
Yeah.
And also when you're snagged up, just stop you breaking them all the time.
So going on to 150 £150 American fishing wire rig body.
Always use 150 on the North Devon coast.
Yeah.
I don't go any lower than that.
No.
It would just abrade in no time.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
When you're coming back in over the rocks.
Couple beads.
I'll just use
an imp.
The imps.
Yeah, perfect for clipping down.
I love them. Personal preference. I do love them. They hold the big hook alright as well.
Yeah, it's perfect for the bigger hooks,
now
bigger baits really, isn't it? I use them myself.
Upside down Gemini bait clip.
Yeah. Action for your rock bottom.
Got a £16 line.
£16 line, touch the lead. So if you do get hooked up, obviously you lose a weight and get your rig back every time. It's very important with obviously fishing, because you get a nice fish on and you get snagged up. You want that to release and then break.
Where we're fishing today, you're casting onto fairly clean ground. It's a bit mixed, but when this comes into its own, is if you've got a fish in tight when you've come in over the rocks. Yeah. If it goes down. Yeah. And that leg goes in.
You're snagged.
Yeah, that could cost you the fish. So then you want that to give, and then you've just got the fish.
Fish on the side.
It's not very often that you'll go to check your bait. It's a lot cheaper way
of doing it as well. You might lose a lead, so 50 or 60p for a homemade lead, which is going to save you a fish.
Yeah, it's going to save you a fish, and also it's going to save you all your other terminal tackle, your shock leader, your time of tying it back on. So it's a no-brainer for me to fish them up here. I wouldn't cast out a rig without one on it.
So what we're going to do now is going to get you to go for a bait up to show the guys the sort of baits you're going to be using for targeting these fish today.
Yeah, no worries. I think I'll use some of that whiting that you brought out.
Yeah, let's have a go.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Got the line sample out there. There you go. Enough for me. Better see, you could just take it off down there.
Just a little speckled sea rat.
Absolutely gutted, guys. Come down to this mark. We've been fishing up near Ilfracombe today, and to be honest, my own stupid fault. Should have changed over to the other reels. Got slosh 30s there with £25 main line, and I stuck with the £20 just for the extra distance off here. Having said that, we've been sitting down here all chatting. Rod's just pulled straight over, the quickest I've ever heard a rod go off, and we've got another bite here now on the tape. But whatever it was, I must have had a weak point in my line as I'm pulling back. I literally set the drag, went to pull back up with the rod, a little bit too much tension. It still had enough tension to lever, obviously to stop the line from parting, but unfortunately must have been a little snag in the line, and unfortunately lost the fish. But that's the second time today we've had it up in North Devon. My guessing is tope. I couldn't stop the fish. I literally was thumbing the spool at first to engage the gear and set the drag, but gutted, boys, gutted. What else can I say? But we've got a bite on here now.
Very much a byproduct, Mr. Webb, of targeting these other species. Not bad size. No, it's not bad at all, is it? Someone could go and help him. Yeah, I'll do that.
James is going to dash down there now. There's a little bit of swell here tonight, so we're just having a bit of trouble landing the fish safely.
Lift him up. This is very dangerous stuff what we're doing here today. But there's a swell down there and you
get this gaff, please.
really got to know what you're doing. Really got to know what you're doing here. It's a lot of team effort. Got two guys down there now trying to land in a bit of a swell. It's a flat sea, but as it's pushing up over the rocks in front, you want me to hold the rod, Andy? Can you hold my rod a minute, Anne? Yeah. I'm going to go down, boys, to help them. Right guys, one of the many joys of rock fishing off the North Devon coastline. I don't know how big he is. He's not huge, but he gave an half decent fight. And I think what happened then goes to show the dangers of rock fishing. It's fairly flat out there, but as it's hitting the rocks underneath us, it's sort of like creating a small swell. And both James Atkinson and James Cook had a bit on their hands to actually land that fish there, but it was done with a lot of teamwork, getting quickly weighed and returned to fight another day. Right guys, £23 deal, you're back to return for the fight another day. Right, hopefully we can get that tope next. First deal out of the session, first fish out of the session. Give a really good scrap, so fingers crossed we can get another one out now.
I'm going to take you through a bait up for targeting tope, spurs and huss on the North Devon coast. I've got some white in here, which has been provided by Andy Webb. Caught yesterday, it's fresh. I've got some mackerel that's been frozen. So I've just filleted off a fillet of mackerel, 2 little fillets of white in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a sausage out of this. So I'm going to put them together. A bit of elastic round. Bit more round. You just want to get that nice aerodynamic shape when you're making your sausage or your bait. I like to introduce the hook at the fat end of the bait. Plenty of hook point showing. And then elasticate it down the shank. You don't want a massive bait because you still want to be able to cast it, but you do want to be putting a fair bit of scent into the water so they can home in on it. Obviously all sharks, they can smell this from a long way away, so that nice oil, I can feel the oil on my hands, it's absolutely oozing out of it, so hopefully this will attract something in. I'll just bring the top hook in, a couple turns round, then in the opposite way. So that's what I like to use. I'm using mackerel and white in here, but to be honest, any fish baits, they eat it all. So you can use launch has been their favourite, flounder, whiting, pouting, mackerel, squid, they'll eat it all. So that's my top tip on baiting up for tope, spurs up here on the North Devon coast.
So here we have another one of our North Devon team, top rod, Josh Atkinson.
Yeah, mate.
You all right,
it's been a good session so far, isn't it?
It was slow to start off, it's picked up a little.
Yeah, obviously we haven't had the fish that we want, obviously the tope or the spur, but you've just had yourself a nice conger eel.
£23, yeah.
Which is a good fish for around here. Common sort of stamp on this sort of coast is somewhere between 12 and 18, and our local specimen's actually £20, so
yeah,
a local spec.
First specimen out, we want it in that tope now, don't we? What do you reckon our chances are?
The conditions are nice. For me, it's a slightly smaller tide, and are they going to come in shore on a small tide?
Yeah.
I don't know, but we've got fresh baits, and we can only try.
Got to be in it to win it. Well, I think we've got a little bit of a groundswell, and it was quite hard, obviously, landing that conger eel.
Yeah, landing your conger eel was definitely tricky. It was probably a touch risky at times,
and very.
The guy's done well to actually land it.
When you're fishing off rock marks like we are now, and it's a sheer drop down the other side, it's slippery rocks, you need the correct footing, you need studs, and when you're going down there, we've worked as a complete team with this, because I'm on the rod, I'm obviously trying to land the fish, so I'm reeling on the fish. We've got two guys down the bottom trying to land the fish with a gaff at the same time, because that's the only way you're going to land the fish safely. I know sometimes when using a gaff, some people think it's bad, but the fish going smacking against the rocks is going to do more damage in one hole in the fish, which obviously is going to heal. So we had James Atkinson and James Cook down landing the fish with the groundswell, which was very, very tricky. So we've got other guys shining lights out, trying to warn them when the swell's coming in, and that's a big safety when fishing. Whenever you're fishing off of rock marks, would you agree, is you've got to work as a team?
No, if you don't work as a team, you're going to struggle, and you are going to put your life in danger. Obviously, there's certain things that you can take into consideration. You could wear a life jacket whilst going down there.
Yeah.
Obviously, we haven't chosen to do that today. Obviously, maybe that is something that we look for in the future.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
we are wearing life jackets when we are on these rock marks. It is slippy. There's not very many barnacles on the rocks that we're fishing on, and getting down, you've got to pick your way down the ridges.
Carefully as well,
carefully,
and your adrenaline's going through, innit?
Yeah, when you see that fish and you know it's a good one, and you just want to get down there quickly, but you can't get down there quickly. You need to take your time,
like groundswell,
relax, and just calm yourself down and just pick the right route.
Definitely. What I normally try to do is, if I'm fishing on my own with someone on the rocks, when I'm obviously in control of the rod, I'm trying to bring the fish in, so I've got control of the fish. They're down there trying to land it. Half the time they can't see out what's out further because they've got the lights and they're focusing on trying to land the fish. So what I normally do is turn my headlight up as far as it will go and look out so I can see and warn them if anything's coming in, because at the end of the day, guys, you got someone's life in risk going down to land fish today, and it could be very, very dangerous. So it's always, safety is a big must when rock fishing.
Yeah, definitely.
So hopefully now we can go and get some more baits on, and hopefully we can try and get that big tope. Right, do we go down, mate?
Yeah, go down, James.
Where is it?
Quick. Here we are.
I feel like this one's in it.
Mr. Atkinson.
But I'm just letting go, alright?
Yeah, alright, mate. This is a good fish, I would imagine. So we see this one, eh, guys?
Let's hope so. We've had a bit of bad luck so far, but it's connected.
I think I'm on the lines of an eel here.
Do you reckon an eel?
I reckon a spur.
If this is a spur, I'll be over the moon.
Spur or a small tope.
Nice slack line bite. And it's singing.
I'm in amongst yours, so I'm just on slack, as I can see it.
Yeah, over the top of it you are.
Yeah, come over the top, that's it, beautiful.
Mr. Cook down landing. See a very high drop. They're staying deep. They're staying deep, deep, deep. Someone might want to go down with with him. Big fish. Yeah.
Let in on the other line.
Yeah.
Once that line touches that, and if you can try and just let it go slack, somewhere towards the left hand side.
Yeah, low through that.
Stay there, just get further.
Lift him up.
Not here, not on the weak side.
Is it in?
Back it off. Right, cross it in the wide water, right? Get it out again, that's good.
As you can see, guys, it's very rough down there. He's playing the fish, trying to land him safely.
Yeah, just keep it slack. Keep it slack. Slacker, Andy. Lovely, mate. Lovely. Yeah, I did
I wouldn't gaff him. He'd get on that lower platform, grab its tail.
Right. Right, you've gone to the left. This might be a little bit better.
You should be able to get it by the tail. I'll watch the sea.
Which line is this?
Hold on. Let me get down. You stay there.
As you can see, this is turning into being a bit of a... Get him up. Get hold of that trace, boys.
But we've finally been rewarded. We've smashed up a bit today, and this is what's been doing it. I can't believe it. I really can't. I'm over the moon. I haven't weighed it yet. But yeah, a nice tope. North Devon tope. Over the moon. Unbelievable. What a fight. What a team effort. Just took some landing. And it's definitely one I'll remember for the rest of my fishing days.
This is what we've come up for, and the spurs. Me and myself and Andy have both been smashed up today. That took right off, and that took a lot of teamwork to land.
Yeah.
This is the joys of North Devon coastline.
This is what you can throw up.
What did you have it on?
That was on whiting and mackerel.
Yeah. And he literally took right off.
Oh,
let's get him quickly weighed, so we want him to return him to fight another day.
I'm going to get her back now so she can go out and get bigger for next year.
And off she goes. There she is on the water like that.
Lovely. That's one of those legends, isn't it?
So then, last fish of the night on the last cast. Got a nice 14-pound eel. Sort of average stamp we get up here. It's been a good evening for us. We've missed a couple of tote runs. We've had Andy with his 23-pound eel, his 14-pounder, and James had an exceptional tote of 34-pound. You're right there, just returning his 14-pound eel. Fingers crossed we can get him when he's a little bit bigger.
Well, what can I say? What a trip. What do you reckon, boys?
Yeah, it's been a good one.
Absolutely unreal. To have the cameras here and have the fish caught what we caught tonight is unreal, boys, eh? What I tell you, unreal. Unfortunately, we started off the evening. Andy was the first one to hit into a tope. That absolutely screamed off.
Yeah.
Me and James stood there talking next minute, thing. Come out of nowhere, though, mate. But
yeah.
Go for it for what happened.
I was just there, stood watching the tip of me rod. All of a sudden, the ratchet screamed. The rod doubled over. I picked it up, started to tighten up the clutch, and it just nearly pulled me off the edge. So I just held on as tight as I could, like I say, and just
gone.
Yep. 80 pound trace.
Gone.
Bit
yeah.
right through, didn't it?
Yeah, clean straight off.
Yeah.
I was the next one with an absolute disaster. We went off the Ilfracombe rocks, and I think I must have obviously caught my line or something. We sat down here as we're going over. You've seen it first.
Yeah. All I've just seen is this massive, really sharp, really quick, and then you obviously jumped up, picked up your rod, and then it just went.
Spooling the spool as it's taken off, and all I can feel was total power. The fish is just going for it. Tighten up the drags, obviously to allow it to gain line, and then trying to gain line at the same time. And it's taken, just could not stop it. As I've tightened up a little bit, I've gone to go back. There was enough tension to let the fish still run, but unfortunately that tension parted the line, so absolute nightmare. So all of us are feeling down at this point. Then we had the conger. Yeah, 23-pound conger, which was a nice sight. And then Golden Ball's here. He'd done it. He'd done it.
Again.
Go for it, mate. Go for it.
Oh, I don't know. Where do I start? Yeah. Big slack line bite. I've seen it. I've jumped up. I've done up my drag. Wow, 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 wow. Bang. And then just over it went. And I mean over. And I'm like that.
Oh, you're using the M4 Evo, and it handled it perfectly anyway.
It did. It did a lovely job with rod. It's gone off. A good run, wasn't it? Probably a good 20-30 second run.
You played all the way in.
Just done it up, and then it just stayed deep all the way in.
Yeah.
And I must admit, I thought a tope would fight slightly differently to what it did, but I knew it was special. As soon as the rod went over, I knew it was a special thing. I was telling man to you, I said, this is the one, didn't I?
Poor old James Cook there and Josh had the joys of landing it. I was on the camera, and it was a bit hairy.
It was a bit hairy, wasn't it?
The groundswell made it a lot harder today, didn't it? It can be a dodgy mark.
These marks up here are never easy. Even when it's the calmest of conditions, they're still a pain to get down and get the fish out. And like we say, we haven't got an awful amount of ground sleeve, but it's still enough for us to be down there thinking, this is a bit dodgy. We need to watch what we're doing here. We need to look after each other.
Buzzing though, what an adventure! Sea Angle Adventures team all together, and to have fish like that for the camera, that's what's all about, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
How did you find fishing, obviously North Devon coastline for the first time?
It's very similar to where I would fish
in Cornwall.
But to me, the best part of the day is meeting the great guys like this. It's absolutely
that's
brilliant.
what it's about. All of us as a team member.
We had a good crack.
Absolutely, definitely amazing.
We're wet and cold, but we're happy.
That's the way it goes. But that's what it's about fishing, guys. At the end of the day, it's all about team effort. It was a big team effort today to get the fish landed, especially off the mark. It was hard work, wasn't it? And we worked as a team. So from all of us at Sea Angle Adventures, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Until the next time.